So the last video finished with a time lapse of me digging this section, but because it was from one of the posts down there, a lot of the foliage on the inside hid the track. But that's where I've been digging out, and you can see the starting of my berm there. And we get to here where there's a little turn, and then that's as far as I'm going. And now we're heading roughly that way. So I will set up the time lapse, and I'm only going to do an hour because it's then F1 practice session 2 that I'm going to go and watch in the van. Cheers! Hi, I'm Kev, trying to live off-grid in my 1995 Mercedes motorhome. 6 solar panels, over 2 kilowatts, charging this awesome self-built 12 kilowatt hour lithium pack. I'm building mountain bike trails, I'm running mountain bike events, Freya's along for the ride. I'm solar powering my life while I'm off-grid and working hard. Well, I'm going to stop 15 minutes early. I've made a fair bit of progress, but it's raining and I've got me washing out on the line. There's the GoPro taking a time lapse, and hopefully that'll show better than the last one of coming up here. So we've rebuilt this berm with unrotten wood. Some nice chunky sycamore, some big rock, and if I was strapping that down, whoop, falling down the hill, then I'd be pulling on the straps going, that ain't going nowhere, because as you can see, the rock behind these big trunks is holding it all together. So one berm done, all looking good. Neil's been grafting.
Kev's been on his phone all day.
I've been on my phone all day with people emailing about Kiratree. So yeah, it's all this is all Neil.
No. Check it in.
It is. You've done it all.
Go on, give over.
Good morning. Sunday today. I forgot to do a video at the end of Saturday because, well, everything was going well. So we worked until we had a thunderstorm, and therefore I didn't do an end of day video. So I'll show you where we're up to this morning. So I'm here. There, the start of a turn. Neil's benching after it, and then a bit of a rock pile on the stop people cutting the corner, and Andy is carrying on with this berm that Neil was doing yesterday and working the way up the track. You can see basically this is how I've been leaving it after basically cutting through, and then Neil and Andy have been following and shaping. But we're getting there, we're getting up the hill. We can see the farm over there now. We're high enough up out the trees for the... See the farm? So yeah, cracking on. Another day and another few metres of trail been done. This is where I'm at. We're now getting quite high up the hill, which is good. Can't see the van, but it is down there. So we're at the bottom of there. just making that berm bigger, being that this is a steep chute, and yeah, all the way. That's the other corner we're working on, and then that's where we enter the woods. So we had Andy here this morning as well, not just me and Neil, but that's morning shift done, and still keep going up, up and up some more. Well, Monday the 5th of July is today, and this is the progress report. And there's a look at the doggy. Hey Freya, and smile at the camera. So that's where me and my hoe have got to, taking off the sods and roots. Here is just a little gradient inversion, so that any water running down here will go off there and not onto the next steep bit of track. I was up to here. This is where I started today, and but I've also done a little bit of this secondary benching. So basically, once all of the, let's turn around, once all of the loose, not compactable stuff is off, then mattocking and making the track. So I've done this bit here, and that's where Neil got to yesterday. So yeah, some progress. So there's the doggy. She's panting because we've just got up the hill for today's shift. It's Saturday today. This is the trail front where I'm at. There's the van. So this is one of the steep bits of the hill that we're traversing across it. Should be a good fun bit of trail, and obviously I'm biased, I'm building it, but it should be. Now I am feeling a little like the Einherjar, if anyone's into Norse mythology. He who fights alone. It's not that I haven't had any help, I have had a little bit of help, but I haven't had lots of help. But we are cracking on. So basically, once I've done the type of digging that I'm doing over there at the end of my trail, and then I'm coming back through with the mattock and hoe, and scraping down to a good surface and moving everything. So, and where this trail is going to finish is between those two trees there, and it's more of the same. It's more benching along and slowly going up the hill. So that's where we're at. Now then, just Did a little time lapse of what I'm doing. There's a doggy. You'd see her legs in the time lapse. So that's what I was doing. This berm here, benching up to there, and yeah, we are on a working farm here. So Martin, well, this morning he was mowing that field there. That'll be one of our camp fields, and now he's over there on the tractor mowing that field over there. That's not one that we're using. Look at this sunny weather. Actually started really early today, started at 8 o'clock, just because it's, you know, come midday it'll be too hot. So my 4 hours today is 8 till 12. Generally not been doing too many videos because it's all been quite samey. However, here, and if you look down the hill, there's a gap in the trees. This is basically the steepest part of the hill where many years ago there was an avalanche that took out all of the topsoil and the trees down there. And what I'm finding here is rather than sort of elsewhere where I've just been chopping into the hillside and it's just been loose rock, is actually down to big lumps of stone. So we're coming down here, and then here I need quite a big berm, and where I was like, oh yeah, this is good, some nice big bits of rock, but I'm really struggling to dig them out. You can sort of see here, and I think it's down to this is where the avalanche was. As I say, you can sort of line it up with the gap in the trees because the avalanche took out the trees. And yeah, in this bit here we're having a lot more time per meter to dig out, but once I get them out, then at least I'll have some big rock for this berm to get up to this. Here I'm imagining here is a nice step up, so I need to carry speed into that, which means that I need to get this berm right. So that's what I'm doing today, Friday, 16th is it of July? But there we are. But look at that view and the blue sky. So this is where I've cut through to for now. That's where we're going, and I don't know if you can see where them trees are. That's where the little bit of a natural ball was I used and found them big rocks. But here, this is my trailhead, and I don't know if you can see, but just over there, if I lift it up, then you can see the track that I'm going to connect to. So almost connected through. Obviously once it's connected, all bits like this need actually digging, but I'm going to try and get through to connecting. Well, I'm back up here today, Saturday. Brought the big guns. Not the dog, she's not the big guns. I brought a massive 5-foot crowbar and a sledgehammer to see if I can do something with these big bedrocks. I also had a chat to Martin, and he said it probably is this. It was 1947 was the avalanche here, and actually on the video, and because we're on such a steep slope, you can see there's a bit of a a shadow there. There is actually a bit here. I mean, I saw this natural ball and was like, oh, I'm going to use that on the trail. But I think this is, so the avalanche started at the top of the hill, but as it came down, it pulled the topsoil off in places. And I think that here, with this bit of a natural ball, is where there was a landslip with the avalanche. As you can see, we are lined up directly with where it went through. 1947, so you know, not not recently, hence there's still some you know, newly formed topsoil. I mean, Bracken's quite good at making topsoil. You can sort of see it, all the dead undergrowth just compacts down, and when I'm digging it out I can see the type, but it's there just building up. So that's 50 years of soil on top of this landslip at this point. And yeah, can tell it's much shallower to the bedrock than anywhere else on the hill that's been brackened for hundreds of years and whatever. So I will see if I can get these rocks out with these big tools. Rock versus sledgehammer and massive boy. Rock lost, and look, I've now got a big pile of rock to do this step up. Another beautiful day, another start of a week. It's a Monday and I'll show you today's progress. So that's where I've got to. There's the doggy. I've done all this bit of benching, all down here, and then today I've actually had help, as we'll see around this corner, from William and Liam, Surrey Hill Suspension. They've been tasked with the task, oh look at that big rock, they've been tasked with the task of doing this bit of a step up hip, and that's where we are. And then all this I'd cleared the other week, but as well as the Tyrrells helping, I've also had help from Andy, one of the locals back from the World Series, is working for Trek. So I'd cleared all this ready for benching, basically up to where my flag is, and I'd also come in from the other side where we are joining on to the trail network. And this morning Andy has cleared all of this. All this up to my other makeshift flag, which was actually just my hoe with a plastic bag on the end of it. And then over there, where found a yellow pole on the ground, but that we've still got to come through all of there. But look, that's the trail. That's the trail where we're coming off and onto here. How good's that? You reckon, Freya? Is it good? Is it good, Freya? Right, it's been another hot and sweaty day, but look at me. I'm stood on one of the corners of the existing track. And then here, I can see much with the sun on the screen, but there, my little pile of rocks to stop anyone trying to ride on this unfinished track. But there, that's the slightly uphill exit from the current trail network, and I've done this morning up to here and then down there, and if we get to that little flag there, it's actually a plastic bag on a hole, then that is the that's where we're dug to. There's still some bits down which aren't sorted, I need to sort, but we are on it, aren't we, Freya? Aren't we on it? She's just on for hunting shade. Your water's there, your water's there, drink water. Yeah, it's hot, hot doggy. Well, all of the top section is now finished and benched, and I'm back down to sorting out these woods. So if you look behind me, then that's the berm that me and Neil rebuilt the other week, and then here I've put this big oak log in here, loads of rock against it. What I'm trying to do is get you up round this corner and away from that root. So, oh, don't breathe flies. So before I covered all that rock, I thought I'd do a quick video, but that's where I'm on today. I've not quite finished my new track, which I may call frayed end, as in the frayed ends of sanity. But today I've come and done one of the little endurification bits of the Portugal track, and well, if you saw on the live video on PMBA when I was saying crop tree was approved, then I was midway through, but now I have finished it. So here on the Portugal track, there's this quite sizable jump, which A, I didn't want to do in the enduro, and B, we actually need to be going that way along this track under there, so I could have turned it down to connect through there, but what we've done is up here, the sheep have made a little bit of a track here, obviously trim this bracken out the way, but you should get some speed through here over these roots, hooking into this bit that I've benched here, and then whoosh down here. Hopefully this will cut in. I've just seen Freya. There she is. You see a little white dot running up the field. She's hearing me talking and missing out on the video, so she's running up. So yeah, down here I might bench this in a little bit, but I think it'll cut up quite easy. And yeah, so here we then end up below the landing of the jump, and we will set off up this sheep track, which again needs to be cleared and trimmed, and then that's where we turn back into the gully up there. Anyway, that's what I've done today. Give me a lever and big enough and I can move the world. Well, I don't want to move the world. I just want to move this tree, and then I can finish this trail. And no. Well, a little bit more hassle than I thought, but got this tree roughly in the position it needs to be now. Need a bit more at this end, but while it's still hung up in that gap, I'll trim all the little bits off it, and then I'll be able to have something to bench this trail on and get us over to where it's connecting over there to an old 2009 BDS track. Well, I was going to try and do some stuff before the F1 today, and I just felt too knackered this morning, but I've just come up and done an hour this evening just to crack on with this little bit. So we're coming in here, and then this original never used track went down there, but that doesn't really work. Well, I haven't got the time to carry on building it all the way to the bottom, whereas I can go here and join on here, and I've only 50 meters to do, and I've a little bit up there, and I've still a little bit over there, but I was hoping to be done by this weekend, and then I could go and crack on with getting setup done, but we're not doing so bad, we'll get there. Well, I've screwed up this morning. That stump there, that was supposed to be for continuing here, along here and resting up against here, but due to me being an inexperienced forester and not being able to fell the tree exactly in the line that I wanted to, it's now down there, and that is a big piece of oak, so I can't move that on my own, which means I can't put it here up to this tree and then use all this stuff to bench up against it as I was doing last night. This is my general plan: rocks and then dirt. Well, new toy, not really a toy, new tool, a winch. And so I got this 1600 kilo winch, and I got fed up with trying to winch trees with a ratchet strap, so now the ratchet strap is holding this winch, and I've just about got it set up. Oh, sorry, but this probably not show on the camera, but it's even hard just to stay upright on this steep hill. I'll see if I can stop this and do a bit of a time lapse. Oh yeah, it's done. Time to open this track. I shall name thee Einherjar. And there we are, open. So a track I've built almost entirely by myself. Couple of days from Martin, the landowner. Couple of days from Andy. Couple of days from Neil. 3 days each from Liam and Will. Everything else, my own work. Hence, Einherjar.